Friday in March, and we are here at Mountain View High School inside the Chester F. Awalt Gym for this varsity volleyball match between the visiting Los Gatos Wildcats and the home team Mountain View Spartans. Hi again, everyone. Mike Messner here, courtside, and with me, a sometime broadcast partner and somebody I'm glad to be working with again tonight, Mr. Will Lowe. Will, thanks for joining us again tonight.
Hey, Mike. Nice to be back. Thank you.
So what can you tell us about at least the statistics for both of these teams coming in? We know that both teams are coming off of losses earlier this week, but by the numbers, what are we looking at?
I think, Mike, by the numbers, if you look at it, it seems overwhelmingly positive towards Mountain View. Just looking at the kills, they're up about 200 for the season. I think the biggest thing is looking at their last matchup. When they played against each other, it was in Los Gatos that was playing at home there. Mountain View beat them in 4. So, and the scores close, but probably not as close as I think Los Gatos wanted it to be.
Well, we can also see that Mountain View and Los Gatos are more or less spang in the middle of the De Anza League. Of course, a little bit below the middle. Monte Vista still undefeated. Harker not far behind them, and Cupertino and Saratoga in the mix. And then Homestead and Los Altos down near the bottom. So it is kind of a battle for breaking out at this point in the middle of the series, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you want to do when you're sort of mired in the middle is, get on a run for the season. Like you say, can you break out of that and sort of dominate the league? So I think what each team is probably looking for is to gain some sort of momentum to finish off the season.
And we're looking at some important players on both sides. The ones that I think of are Young and Makishima. Both are mobile, but there is a difference.
Yeah, Makishima is your big middle, number 9 for the season, 53 kills, so quite up there. And then Kyle Kabuto is a libero. You expect him to basically run that defense.
Well, we're underway here. And that one was off the defender, so Mountain View taking an early lead, and that's how this game gets started.
And Mike, right off the bat, you can see Ethan there with a block, slows down their Los Gatos offense, and they were able to convert and get a kill.
That's Ian Bjorn who's serving there for the Spartans. He delivers. Bumped up. Set, long set, almost too high there. And Kyle Young, who is one of the taller, I think he's the second tallest man on that team, still not quite able to handle it.
Yeah, I think on that one, Kai, the setter, was trying to go faster to pin and push it a little bit too far past.
Bumped over.
That's a better set there. So
better, and although still pretty close to the antenna there, and it may be just opening jitters. They do need to establish a rhythm here, don't they?
Yeah, and again, I mean, first set, yeah, you're trying to get a feel for the ball. Both teams looks like they're trying to run a really fast offense, and so yeah, you do want to push it to pin. You want to make that other middle blocker have to move pin to pin.
All right, well, that one's batted around a little bit. Now Los Gatos controls, and it's in and out of the hands of Kyle Kabatu, who's the libero. He's a senior, and he's one of the co-captains. So just like that, Los Gatos has drawn even. Kai Merritt, the captain, and he's serving right now. Over, controlled. That was Lancaster. Now back up. And now over. There's Merritt. Back over to Kyle Young, and Naya Javier realized he was about to have a head-on collision with the referee loft and decided to pull up, and probably good for his nose, but bad for his team.
Yeah, if you're Andrew on that dig, if he had to do it again, he definitely would want to set that off the net and more in the middle of the court.
Controlled. There's Lancaster. Nice over. And the Wildcats can't quite control that. That was Merritt trying to get something going off of that very unexpected over. So control now back in the hands of the Spartans. That is Justin Lau, another senior. Over, caught by the libero. That was Kyle Young. Kabatu. Merritt. Lau. There was over there by Patrick Kane. Is Kane going to get credit for that kill, or was that an unforced error?
Yeah, you'd probably give him a kill on that one.
All right.
And what you see there, Mike, is just when you've got off speed and in hard hit balls on defense, right? You just want to get them on their heels, and so you mix it up, kind of like a changeup, right? For a pitch, you go fastball and changeup.
That one a little long, off of the hands. I think that was Justin Lau again. Justin playing as an outside hitter tonight, and now being served by Kyle Young, and there he goes. Oh! And Kyle, I think, might want to have that one back.
Yeah, I think Kyle was taking a little bit too easy. Thought that was an easy float, and didn't expect it to come that fast to him.
Well, too high for him to dig. I don't know what else he could have done, but he should have gotten a better grip on it. There's Kyle, short serve, and delivered by Ethan Makishima. And Ethan was somebody that we knew we had to watch out for tonight, Will, and he just made number 54 for kills.
Well, and as a setter for Andrew, that's a smart play. The pass is perfect. It's in system. Why not go with your kill leader?
And now Ethan coming up to serve, handled by the Wildcats. And an attempt at block there, might have been a double block. And that one driven home. Nelson DeMoore, the 6'1" senior, outside hitter and an opposite hitter, taking care of that one. And Los Gatos is up 6-5.
Yeah, on that play, unfortunately, the middle, Trevor Tong, kind of got stuck in the middle, and there was no double block. So that was an easy kill.
Cos Masters was serving there. Over to Young, now over, controlled. That was Lancaster. Now back over, Merritt, and Justin Lau trying to do a baseball slide there, but not quite enough, and he may be feeling that one for a while. Taking advantage of the airiness in this Mountain View defense, Will.
Yeah, that's just the power of off speed.
Tipped up, controlled, now back over. That was DeMoore. Now, kind of a tussle for it, controlled by Mountain View. And that one, Patrick got his hand on that one pretty well, but a bit too hard.
Yes, I think he started to approach a little bit early, so he was hitting on his way down, so not able to get on top of that ball.
Now Cos Masters serving.
That's a nice
dugout,
pass.
Lancaster. And Naya Javier, the opposite hitter junior, drives that one home. What do we know about Naya?
Well, he was right on time with that approach. And, you know, Mike, just again, the beauty of the fact that if you can pass in system, a good pass, your setter can run all three hitters, and there you go.
No question about it. That's Ethan Huang with the serve there. And setting up, and I think, yes, Los Gatos, I beg your pardon, is going to get that one, and they've got a 3-point lead. So sometimes numbers do lie, don't they? Now that's Nelson DeMoore. He's a 6'1" senior. He just served. Set and over, and Patrick, but that's dug out there by Masters. Now the attempt blocked. Controlled by Mountain View. Patrick again. Merritt. Blocked. And swinging away at it, but they do get it over. That's Justin Lau. Now Los Gatos one more time. Dug out again by Lau. There's Cabatu. Merritt. Evans. Or that was Young. And that one was headed out. So Mountain View catching a bit of a break there because there was a little bit of a run forming by the Wildcats there.
So it looks like they are calling the point, giving the point to Los Gatos, either a net call or they're calling a touch on that ball.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
So DeMoore will maintain service. Over. Huang.
Oh, very good net.
Ooh.
Yeah, can't dispute that net call.
No, that's about as blatant as they come, isn't it? So Mountain View will regain possession there, and Patrick Kane You know, Patrick's only a freshman, and he's already making quite an impact. He's ahead of the national average in 4 different, although that one won't help his averages.
Yeah, 52 kills. That's pretty impressive as a freshman.
As a freshman, yeah. So he knows what he's doing. I'll bet you he's played some club ball.
Yeah.
Okay, Philip Dmitriev is now serving. He's a 6-foot senior. He's been known to play libero from time to time. There he goes. Dug out there. Now over, and there was a touch on that one, and Justin understandably will get credit for that one. Perfect teamwork on that one, Will, wasn't it?
And really smart play. Good court vision, saw the double block, and when trying to hit around that block, got a tool.
Here's Kyle. Over. Tipped. And down, and Patrick couldn't handle that one. And that was Kyle Young again, using all 6'3" of him to his advantage. And
Mike, I think definitely what you see is different style of offense. For Los Gatos, definitely a quicker, faster offense. That's what we call a go set. Kind of move the block around, where I think with Mountain View, it's a little bit of a higher set to the pin. Although, again, with their big middle, they will go fast with their middle.
And yet I find it interesting that with that middle, there is still a lot of air in this defense. And that explains the 3-point lead by the Wildcats, among other things. Over now. And Kai Merritt fooled everyone there.
Yeah, and that's a front row blocker, especially the middle. You have to be aware where their center's front row or back row. In front row, he can attack, so got to get those hands up, ready to block.
Yeah, but I think that was cleverness as much as anything else. I mean, obviously good execution, but
absolutely
they weren't expecting that. Oh, what a block there. Daniel Fickthorn. 6'0", 150. So he was able to really impose his will on the Spartan defense.
Well,
there.
And Mike, I think, again, just talk about, again, the speed of the offense. When you're running a fast offense, what happens a lot of times is you do get one-on-one blocks. The middle can't block to the pin as quickly in the form of double block. In this case, what you see is with Mountain View, a slow set to the pin, the outside. Now Los Gatos, there's their big middle. He's able to just kind of camp out, be ready, and put his hands right over. And really, it was just him blocking. And it's a solo block, but because he had time, because the set was so slow, he got there in time.
Well, you talked about camping out. I think he was there so long they could have charged him rent on that part of the court.
Exactly, part of the Airbnb there.
Yeah, and Daniel, 6 feet, and total blocks, he's the team leader. And that probably puts a third. I mean, obviously it went down for a point, but that might as well have been one right there. So Los Gatos now serving again with a 13-9 lead. Tipped there by Huang, or Lau, excuse me.
There you go again.
And there's your double block. And Fickthorn and Nelson DeMoore were both in on that. Both of them at least 6 feet tall.
So if you're Naya right now, right, or even any of their pin hitters, recognize you got big blocks. You got to change it up a little bit. Maybe it off speed or try to hit off, the side of the block. Find ways to get around that.
Hit him away from that picket fence that they have on their right side, or the Mountain View left side. Oh, that one's up into the rafters, and a valiant attempt there by Kyle and Justin to keep that one alive, but it was pretty well doomed. And I've said it before, Will, that the rafters in this building can really be treacherous. You cannot trust them because they won't work out the way you ask them to. Dug out there. Los Gatos stampeding in there was Cos Masters, and it's back over. Perfect ball placement there.
Yeah, interesting choice by the setter. That was a really good pass. I mean, again, your number 9, Ethan, is your kill leader. You might want to go ahead and try to feed him and see what he can do. So another good pass. Let's see if he's going to run it. Okay.
Well, not only that, but I don't think Mountain View has an answer to those 2 blockers at this point.
Yeah.
Did I mention that I don't think Mountain View has an answer to those blockers right now?
Yeah, definitely on the pinch, you can see there is a height advantage. Okay, now as we got a sub here, changing up the setter. But again, Mike, it goes with the quality of the pass. If you can get a good pass, you can at least try to, the setter has more choices. Right now, as a blocker, you know exactly where he's going because of where the pass took him.
Ooh. Now tipped over there. Now controlled all the way across the court, and that time they managed, I don't want to say that Naya got lucky there, but the Los Gatos defense was not well set up, and that's one of the first unforced errors that those two have had over there on the Los Gatos right side. Now controlled. Young. And if I'm not mistaken, that was, who was in on that? Was that Ian Burke on the kill?
That was Kyle. That was
or was
Kyle,
it Kyle?
Yeah. It was
I
Kyle,
only saw
yeah.
the 6. It was Kyle, yeah.
Yep, that is your team leader.
And now he's the team server. There he goes. Tipped over there by Patrick. Now set, back to Patrick, and Patrick drives that one home as if to say, hey, you're not the only one who knows how to do ball placement. 2 teams can play at that one. And now Ethan Makashima. Ooh. Tremendous move there. And again, it wasn't necessarily ball placement, but it was just power that really scored it for that one.
I think power, and also as a lefty, sometimes, if your team doesn't have lefties to practice against, you're just not used to figuring out how to line up against that. So he was able to hit inside that block.
Good point.
Ooh.
Oh, some miscommunication there between Trevor Ton and Patrick Kane. And they just handed a gift-wrapped point to the Wildcats.
Yeah, Mike, and that's just a result of having a new setter, right? So he subbed in Lane Weeks, and so I think he's trying to get his groove right now, and the plate needs to get better at the placement.
Los Gatos still serving. Now it's tipped over there, handled by Young. Back over now by Demore. Caputo, or Kabatu. And that one, I think Kyle Young had a hard time getting a handle on that, and so Mountain View will regain possession.
So at 21-12, Mountain View needs to see if they can get on a run at this point, or else they're gonna run out of points.
Well, they're down by 9. They better get something moving in a hurry. It's Ethan Huang, tipped by Young. Masters, now back over. Here's Patrick Kane, but it's dug out. Los Gatos controls. Young tipped it over. Patrick Kane, and that one a little bit too hard off. Good positioning, he had a good setup, and that was good teamwork. The ball placement there is just a little bit off. Now Nelson Demore. Lau to Weeks, and that one just trickled over. Los Gatos controls, dug out there by Lau. And now back over, that was Trevor Tong. Short pass, and not much Mountain View could do about that one.
No, when you hand over a free ball, that's why it's called a free ball. It's pretty much a free gift.
But I think it says a lot. They know each other very well on this Los Gatos team, or they would not have tried to make a pass that short above the net. Well, Mountain View regaining possession there. That's Ian Byun, also a senior. There he goes. Oh, close there. Just over the net, but handled by the Wildcats. Dug out. And Justin Lau makes the Wildcats pay. Now back over. Handled by Mountain View, and Los Gatos kind of looked at each other and said, no, you hit it. No, you hit it.
Doesn't have to be pretty. If the ball drops, you'll take the point.
Well, if you're Mountain View, you'll take what you can get at this point. Back over. Broken up there. Now controlled by the Spartans. Tipped over there by Lau. Dug out again.
It's a good read.
Controlled. Back over by Young. Weeks. Oh, blocked there. Weeks again. High set. And Lau again coming through for the point for the Spartans.
So, Mike, the perfect example I was talking about, right? So you've been getting blocked cross court. So there, he was smart, tried to swipe the ball off that block and got the point.
Great persistence there, too, especially by Weeks. Now dug out there. Now back over. That's Weeks. Masters. Oh. And right there, Philip Dmitriev made it look easy.
And that's just smart hitting, recognizing that you've got, you know, number 5 in the front row, a bit of a smaller blocker perhaps, and hitting down that seam right over the block.
And now we're at set point. Over, oh. So Mountain View, I haven't been counting the unforced errors, but I haven't seen a dramatic number of them.
You know, I was just about to say that. Not any missed serve. I think that was like literally the first missed serve. So
yep.
Pretty clean game from that standpoint.
Kyle Cabattu now serving. Los Gatos controls, they spike it home, and they take the first set by a score of 25-17.
If you're going to get set point, that's one way of doing it. Bounce that ball.
Well, we'll step aside while they get ready for the second set. We'll see you in a minute. Don't go away. Well, we're back here at the Chester F. A. Walt Gymnasium at Mountain View High School. Mike Messner here along with Will Lowe. And Will, what was the key to this first set?
Well, like I think for Los Gatos, well, actually, let's move to Mountain View. For Mountain View, it's, you know, improving the quality of the passing. If you can't pass in system and you're very one-dimensional on offense, and because they run a slower offense, a high set, you've got basically a double block every time. And they have bigger blocks. Los Gatos has bigger blockers. So I think for Mountain View, it's, hey, can we improve our passing? Can we get our middle more engaged? I don't recall how many kills he got, but I think he started off sort of hot and then just didn't really see a lot from him after that. So how do we get him engaged?
One thing that I noticed that was remarkable for high school volleyball is that there was a real lack of unforced errors during this. I mean, it was clean serving. There were not too many giveaways. I counted 1 or 2 on either side. So I think that says a lot about the coaching that happens with these two teams.
Absolutely. I think good coaching. Probably all these guys have also played club, so a lot of volleyball, a lot of experience playing that. So I agree. Typically when on a boys or men's, because they're hitting with so much power, you do tend to see a lot of serves into the net. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I think we only saw 1.
Ball placement was certainly an issue, and you mentioned getting the middle more engaged on the side of the Spartans. There was one play in particular that I thought was interesting where Los Gatos saw that there was a huge opening near the far antenna on the other side of the net, and they took advantage of it. Is that something you think Mountain View is going to have to watch out for in the future?
You know, again, because Los Gatos runs such a fast offense, what we call a go or a shoot, yeah, they basically have to anticipate the speed of it, and their middles have to move fast, pin to pin, at least to try to get a double block.
So we're just about set to go. Los Gatos serving from our right to our left, from your near court to your far court.
So one, you can see, at least with Mountain View, they've gone back to their starting setter, number 20, Andrew Lancaster.
That was Kai Merritt, the captain. Los Gatos continuing their blocking ways, setting up and knocking him down. And Nelson DeMoore with another kill. Nelson DeMoore, what are some of his numbers on that? Can you see them?
Let's see, senior, 6'1", so far, let's see, 1 kill, 3 digs.
make that 2 kills.
Yep. There you go.
And Mountain View coming right back, and they loved it. And I think they needed something to show them that they're still very much in this match.
Absolutely. Interesting on that one. Looks like Patrick Kane, they've moved him to middle because didn't expect him to come flying in the middle. So good athletic play.
And that is what you get when you have a tall front line. And once again, Daniel Fickthorn coming to life and taking possession back for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I really like that response. Hey, your middle runs it quick and bounces the ball. We'll do the same thing.
Kyle Young serving. Handled by and suddenly, without warning, Andrew Lancaster slaps it back in Los Gatos' face, and he's even the score.
So again, front row recognizing your setter is front row, so he can't dump, so you got to get those hands up.
Yeah, that's Trevor Tong. Back over, and a little bit too long.
I got a touch.
But they did get a touch. That was lucky because that one had a license to fly, as we used to say in Sacramento. Now Kaz Masters, sophomore, 5'9", jump serve, handled by his opposite libero, controlled by Mountain View, and in and out of the hands of Kai Merritt. And I don't think Kai was set up to receive anything on that one.
And that's a really nice play where the pass was perfect. The middle ran the quick. Their middle, Los Gatos middle committed, and now you got a single block.
And now Mountain View pulling ahead for only, I think, the second time tonight. Behind the serving of Kyle Kabatsu.
Yeah. Again, it's all about passing. A lot more in system.
And I saw the antenna move on that one. I don't know if there was a net violation or an antenna violation, but in any case, Kyle's not wasting any time. And now a bit of a run going on, a 4-point run now for Mountain View. There's the serve. And just like that, Nelson DeMore driving it home again, and the Wildcats get the serve back. DeMore serving now. Back over. Lancaster was in on that. He may have done this. He did do the set, but Los Gatos will maintain. Dug out.
Oh.
And
very unfortunate because that middle committed to Ethan, and there was really no block, but unfortunately, I think Lancaster missed.
Just ball handling, and so Los Gatos, again, tying the score up. Not entirely of their own merit. And now, attempt there, valiant attempt there by Kyle Young, but he was a long way away from where he needed his jump-off point to be. And now, Andrew Lancaster. Handled, passed, and dug out there by Lancaster. There's Kabatsu. And well placed there by the Spartans. And the Spartans maybe building a little bit of another run.
It's a confident swing.
Lancaster with the serve. Dug out there. That was Dmitriev. Dmitriev, and Mountain View does handle it. Lancaster tipped over. Now, that was Merritt. And now back, and the referee says, no, I think there were too many touches there. That's got to be frustrating. As Lancaster continues to serve, Mountain View up 9-6. Blocked. Now, and blocked again, but this time blocked out of bounds.
Had a double block, but I think he hit it hard enough with the right angle to have it bounce out.
Well, that's what you get when you're playing a short game like that. So now it's Philip Dmitriev. Handled by Mountain View. Lancaster dug out, and great attempt there by Young. Handled, and that one was too hard. Naya, great attempt there off of what can only be described as a spectacular rally.
Yeah, really smart play from Kyle, too. A lot of times, because they think, you know, you got to hit 3 contacts, he might try to set that ball, but he said, nope, it's right at the net, I'm going to hit it.
Oh, there's a dig that was not well controlled. Kept the ball in play, but not for long. So Los Gatos has tied the score up. And here we come again. Dmitriev continuing to serve. Over, dug out. Lancaster. Javier blocked by Kai Merritt and Glenn Falconio. Merritt at 5'11", Falconio at 6'1", 2 seniors, and they know what they're doing. Continuing to serve now. Lancaster. And Justin Lau giving it everything he had, but it's that white picket fence, and I use that term advisedly.
So, Mike, again, just, you know, it's about size advantage, and Los Gatos has the size advantage in the front row, so.
Ooh, there goes those rafters again. Controlled by Mountain View, off the net, dug out. That was Merritt. Now back over. Merritt again. Back over to Mountain View. There's Lau. Back over. Dug out. Merritt. And Kyle Young.
And that's just running a fast offense. Definitely a seam in that block and hit right between the blockers there.
And Dmitriev continuing to serve.
Going on the run here from Los Gatos.
And Mountain View has had just about enough of that. And so Ethan Makishima slammed the door on that particular run, but I think it was like a 5 or a 6 point run there by the Wildcats behind Dmitriev's serving. Now Lau, dug out. Young, he has to regain control there. There's Merritt. Lancaster, tipped. Los Gatos, what an amazing recovery from what looked like an easy point for the Spartans, and the Spartans can't believe it.
That was really cool. That's just a never give up attitude, right?
It's the persistence that we've seen all night from this Los Gatos squad, really. So you said speed, but they also know that they can't sit back after one hit and think their job's done. Back over, tipped.
So, Mike, that's a perfect example of what you want to do against a bigger block. So he went high hands. He tried to aim for the fingertips, have it deflect off, and it went out. So when you're facing big blocks like that, that's what you want to try to do, go high hands.
Good strategy, coach. Now, serve there. That was Makishima on the serve. Los Gatos trying to get it over, and too hard there. And Mountain View will take it. There's some question about whether there was a touch. And Kai Merritt wanted it, but he's not going to get it. So Makishima will continue to serve as the Spartans draw to within 1. Dug out. There was Nguyen. Masters tipped. And Daniel Fickthorn again making his presence felt as Los Gatos regains the serve, maybe regains strategic control of the game, and here comes Kai Merritt. It's Coach Ryan Sullivan giving a little bit of advice. Now back over, Lancaster. And it looks like Mountain View got that one, and that was Andrew Lancaster finishing the job, if I'm not mistaken.
That was, yeah, Javier. Yeah, Naya Javier on the right there coming in.
Oh, it was Naya, that's right. I only saw the two, it's Naya. Now over. Set. And off of a Spartan, but recontrolled and back over.
Oh, I'll go back, yeah, where's the block?
Masters, and blocked. And a remarkable block indeed by number 17, Trevor Tong.
That was pretty nice, Mike, because I think Merritt recognized the first time he sat there was no block, so he said, why not go back? And then all of a sudden there's Trevor, solo block.
I don't know what Trevor's height is, but I know he can jump in any case, can't he?
Yeah.
But so can Daniel Fickthorn. This set is a lot more even. I think the two defenses are learning how to stop the other offenses. Now Young, tipped, Cavatu. Now over.
There you go again.
And it's tipped and not controlled, and Mountain View will take advantage of that, and there's your high-handed.
Absolutely. Great play by Trevor Smart.
Of course, the danger I would think to doing that is that you now run the risk of hitting it over and out.
Yep, so there is that risk. Or what happens is the blockers recognize that, and so they'll go up, but then they'll bring their hands down. So
talk about impulse control. I mean, that's a lot of discipline for high school athletes.
Yeah, it's game within a game, so.
Trevor Tong continuing to serve. Mountain View back ahead now by 1 point. Over. And Patrick Kane doing some blocking of his own, taking a trick out of the book of Daniel Fickthorn.
Yeah, nice change by the coach, putting Patrick in the middle versus a pin. Patrick was hitting, had a few kills, but also out as a pin hitter, but definitely contributing right now in the middle.
Handled and tipped over there. And Mountain View, again, miscommunication. And that one was a pure unforced error. I don't know there's any other way to explain that one.
I think they were looking for something fast and a little bit of an off speed.
Yeah, that they were also clustered up around their back left side. Served with authority there. Good setup, but it's recovered by the Wildcats. Now back over by Young, blocked there, and tipped over. Young again, and this time is off of, I believe it was, I thought Cavatu had a touch on that.
Yeah, it was close. Could have gone either way, I think, but it looks like the ruling is no touch.
Well, Mountain View's going to take it. They've got a 2-point lead now. There's Kyle serving, blocked. Merritt, and Philip Dmitriev again. And Dmitriev helped by an unsuccessful block there by the Spartans, and they're within 1. Served, dug out, Lancaster, Lau, and Nelson DeMoore can't believe it. He said, wait a minute, that was supposed to come to me.
I have to wonder during the timeout, or during the break between sets, head coach told their hitters, hey, start hitting off blocks, start hitting high hands, because definitely fewer blocks, right? Fewer right into those double hands.
But it also says a lot for the technique, because while there has been high hands, there haven't been that many overlong shots either.
Right, very disciplined, finding those hands.
And Andrew Lancaster. Oh, so we're going to have a little bit of a discussion over here at the scoring table. Now it looks like we're ready to go. Here comes Andrew. Over. Dug out there by Dmitriev. Back to Dmitriev. Double block. Handled. Lancaster. Lau. Tipped back over. Lau again. Merritt. An attempt at a block there. That was Glenn Falconio who was in on that for the Wildcats, but Mountain View comes away with it.
And recognizing again their big middle, he's doing his job.
Lancaster with the serve, low one, dug out just in time there by Dmitriev. And for the third time in this match, Mountain View's left a ball hanging with nobody to pick it up.
Just poor communication. Usually you sort of want the back row to step in and set that out of system set, but this is where Ethan and the back row sort of weren't talking.
Mountain View still holding on to a 2-point margin here. Tipped over. And great attempt there by Kyle Young, but too hard.
Not a bad swing, not a bad approach trying to hit that line shot.
He didn't miss it by much, did he?
No, not at all.
21-18 now. And that time, that was just right down. Poor old Andrew Lancaster almost swallowed that. That's how hard that one came. And now Glenn Falconio, the 6'1" senior, serving. Cavatu. Over. Dug out. Merritt. And, oh. Great attempt there by Justin Lau. Pancaked it, but wasn't quite enough. Falconio again serving. Up we go. Dug out. Cavatu. Back set. Blocked. 16 and 42. One more time. Kyle Young and Daniel Fickthorn. And Will Fickthorn would be my Los Gatos player of the game at this point.
Yeah, really good job putting up those big blocks.
21 all. And Mountain View, right now, Mountain View is coming apart at the seams.
And, all right, interesting. So putting.
So Weeks is out, and who's come back in? Was that Lancaster?
Yeah, he's back in. I didn't even recognize. I wasn't aware that he'd been subbed out.
Yeah,
so.
Interesting choice. Bumped. Now over, dug out. There's Merritt. Young trying to get over. There's that high-handed ball. Dug out again. Dmitriev too hard. And Mountain View regains possession. Well, I can definitely see the high hand ball that you've been talking about, Coach.
Yeah. You've been blocked a few times. That's just good coaching to say, hey, let's find something else.
Yeah. And it says a lot that they can adjust, too.
Right.
And there goes Kyle Young, making some of his own history, and the Wildcats have a 1-point lead.
Yeah, if you're Kyle, you're hot. You've been getting a lot of kills. Forget this high hands. Let me just swing as hard as I can through that block.
Yep. Now Kai Merritt, straight away, jump serve. Handled, Lancaster, back set, too hard. And a set point once again for Los Gatos. Sometimes swinging as hard as you can doesn't pay off. Over. And slam down with authority, and I think Patrick Kane took that one home. Still match, or still set point. See if Mountain View can claw its way back into this set.
All right, so Be interesting to see who he's going to run. I would probably go with Young on the backside.
Ethan Huang serving. Handled.
There it
Merritt.
is. Oh.
And no, too hard.
It was the right choice, just location-wise a little bit off. And he hit a little bit behind him.
Split-second timing, you can't always get the ball where you want. Ethan now continuing to serve. There he goes. Handled. Merritt. That was Demore. Tipped. Merritt. Blocked. Out of bounds. Who is in on that block? I think that might have been Trevor Tong. Kyle Young serving. Set. Over. Handled. Dug out there by Young. And just like that, Los Gatos holding back a challenge from the Spartans, capturing set number 2. So we'll step aside. We'll let these two teams talk about what they're going to do in the third set. For Los Gatos, it's going to be, are we going to finish early and go home tonight? For Mountain View, it's going to be, what do we have to do to get back into this contest? Don't go away. We'll be back. One, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, block, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Here we are back at Chester F.A. Walt Gymnasium at Mountain View High School, and Mike Mester along here with Will Lowe. And Will, as I was singing a minute ago, this really was a set that was dominated by the technique of high hand volleyball, but there were also a lot more attempts at blocking by not just Los Gatos, but Mountain View was trying to get into the game too.
Yeah, I mean, I think for Mountain View, nice change in their strategy, going high hands, have been blocked a few times, so that might have been one change. I think the other thing that I noticed was at least the quality of passing was better, where they could run their offense a little bit more efficiently, as well as their setter, Lancaster, setting location-wise, definitely better. And so definitely more hard swings than that first set.
I think the other thing that I noticed through it, Will, was that Mountain View, they did have a better passing game. They were obviously doing a better job at blocking. Obviously, it's not just Los Gatos to do that, but the communication channels weren't always clear.
Yeah, and we saw that a few times where it was out of system and you had your back row trying to bump set and then the middle going after it at the same time, the middle block, and so then they both let it drop. So got to clean that up.
So if you are Josh Sullivan, the Spartans coach, what are you going to tell your team down 2 sets against a team that you beat last time? What's your instructions?
Yeah, I think I would remind them, look, we were in it for the first 20 plus points, back and forth, but we were competitive. Towards the end, few hitting errors, setting errors, and then definitely that last play, very indicative. We couldn't pass in system. Our middle had a bump set, and then we couldn't put a ball away, and then Los Gatos able to get the kill. So, hey, continue to pass well. Setter, continue to locate your set, and let's just run our offense.
So here we go with the third set. That was Ethan Huang serving. And Los Gatos wastes no time at reminding Mountain View, hey, we came here to win.
That's an interesting choice from a server because it was a kind of a lob. To me, it's a kind of an easy serve, and so you can see right away the first ball kill.
Well, Ethan's a defensive specialist by training, and I don't know a whole lot about his serving record. That's dug out. Mountain View handles. Double block off there, and it was Trevor Tong who was the last Spartan to touch that one, and that evens the score up.
So one change I've noticed is that Mountain View's gone back to number 5 as a starting setter, Lane Weeks, over Andrew Lancaster. So we'll kind of watch that more.
Yeah, we'll see if we can compare the two a little bit. Oh my goodness. Daniel Fickthorn going to the well maybe one too many times, but not getting the height on that either from himself or from the pass.
He saw no block and decided he was going to bounce straight down. Unfortunately, straight down on his side.
Well, it certainly did go straight down. And that time, ooh, good deflection there. And Mountain View not saying die, but they're not going to get the point there either.
That was a good up by the libero, but couldn't convert.
Yeah, good reaction time, but not enough on it to really make an impact there. Kyle Young now serving for the Wildcats. It's 2-2. Over it goes. Weeks. And Patrick Kane in on that one, and it almost seemed as if Los Gatos caught that ball rather than trying to hit it. And here's Kyle Cabatu, the man with the red shoes. And Los Gatos now handled, dug out, now back to Los Gatos. Merritt, and poked over there. I think that might have been Nelson DeMore who was in on that one.
Yeah, smart play. Didn't try to do too much with it, just pushed it down the line, what we call a power tip.
Yeah, I think he saw his spot there and picked it.
Yep.
And Mountain View didn't have an answer. So the Wildcats now, it's a 3-3 game now. Smashing
great
serve
pass.
there.
Oh.
Handled by Los Gatos and handled by Mountain View. That's Lau, deflected there by Young. Back over and in and out of the hands of Ethan Huang. Ethan, being a defensive specialist, is probably not happy with himself. Ooh. Lau. That was Trevor Tong. Now back over. Lau dug out. Controlled and back over there. That was Young.
Oh, that's a
poked over.
Double.
But Los Gatos continuing in control. And Lau, and then Makashima, and back over again.
Dump it. No, really should dump it. Oh.
And Lau swatting it back over, now controlled. And that time, there was no stopping Philip Dmitriev. That's the longest rally we've had all night, Coach.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Mountain View, many chances to put a wall away, but just setting is just the location is just kind of not quite there.
Ooh. Double block. And that time, DeMore and Falconio, two seniors, both of them 6'1".
Yeah, and that's and now you can see the sub Lancaster back in. Trying to see if there's a change.
Well, let's see how Andrew can do here. Straight into the net, Cos Masters.
I'm not sure that was the plan on how to get a side up, but we'll take it.
Yeah, probably not, but only the second muffed serve I think we've seen tonight, Coach.
Yep.
And Andrew Lancaster now up to serve. Controlled, back set, a little bit hard there for DeMore. And DeMore wasn't quite able to get the English on that he wanted.
I think he was expecting a little bit of a faster set on that.
I think he was, I think it might have been a slower set he was looking for, actually. He looked surprised by that. Now over, handled by Kabatu. And that one was headed out. And so Los Gatos says, yeah, we'll take that. Now Nelson DeMore. Serve is up. Handled there by Tong. Off the net. Over. Now handled there. Lancaster, and that was Naya, I think, and Naya hit it just a little bit too hard and a little too high.
Yeah, did a bit of a windmill swing on that and just got under that.
time he overcompensated. Went too high the last time, so he went too low this time. I think a lot of times, Will, during boys volleyball, you do see a lot more a power attempt at those hits, but they aren't necessarily the well-placed ones.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of times the difference between sort of boys and girls volleyball. I think girls tend to have a little bit more technique, where boys just go for the power.
Well, that's what you get when you have better upper body strength. And now Justin Lau. Oh. I don't think Dmitriev was expecting that one, but Los Gatos does control. There's Lancaster for Tong. Merritt. And off of Kyle Capuzzo, Philip Dmitriev drawing that one home. And we're in a 6-10 game. Mountain View's got to be getting a little frustrated at this point, Coach.
Yeah, a lot of long rallies, not able to put the ball away, so that doesn't help.
That one was a close call. So Dmitriev.
Yep.
And Mountain View wants a timeout.
Yeah, it's a good timeout. You can see they're a little bit frustrated at this point, so just kind of, hey, take a breather, reset, and get back to focusing.
I think the thing that would frustrate me the most, if I were a Mountain View player, is that they're doing all the right things. They're adjusting. They're playing a different kind of game. They're playing a shorter game. They're playing the high ball, or as you said, the high hand. Their serving has been a bit more consistent, and it's still not getting them over the hump where they can get a sustainable lead against the Wildcats. That's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, and I think that's why you have this timeout by the coach to say, okay, let's see if we can switch the game plan a little bit. I think one observation for me is Mountain View is a little bit more roll shots in this sequence. He might be reminding them, hey, let's go and put the swing hard, right? Try to get some hands. Try to bounce that ball.
So we'll see what that conversation was like. I think that's Philip Dmitriev that's continuing to serve. For the Wildcats, they're up 11-6 as we get back to our third set. There's the serve. Tong, Lancaster. Blocked, and they get a new set of hits. And that time, Los Gatos not able to transform a block into an offensive scheme.
Yep.
And Mountain View will come away with a point. And Ethan Makashima up to serve.
Yeah, and there you go in that last rally, 2 hard swings, and now you got a side out. So.
Deflected, Merritt, now back over, and just a little long. As Mountain View beginning to go on a bit of a run here, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Oh, and Justin Lau realizing that fingertips are not everything in volleyball.
I think if he had to do it again, he'd probably just focus on just trying to get that ball straight up versus trying to direct it.
Exactly.
Direct that.
Exactly. So Los Gatos serving again, dug out there by Lau. And that time, Patrick Kane went for a plane ride and got the point for the Spartans.
The middle's best friend, just an overpass.
And he dined on that with pickles and onions. So now Ethan Huang. Ooh, interesting choice to handle that. Lancaster to Tong, and Tong gave it back to Kyle Nguyen, who never knew what hit him. And Mountain View now within 2. And if Mountain View can capture this set, they will have broken this game wide open. Los Gatos, Kyle Young again.
And if you're Los Gatos, you want to take this in 3 and go home. Don't open up any doors.
Well, especially because we've already said Mountain View is going to be a little bit frustrated, and when that happens, you can't make good mistakes, or can't make good decisions as an athlete. Block. And Patrick Kane trying to handle that one off the block and just didn't get enough English on it.
Yeah, needed to pull that off, at least to the 10-foot line.
Kai Merritt continuing to serve for the Wildcats. Bumped. Tong, and it's blocked. Kane coming to the rescue. And that's what a middleman looks for. If he can't get an overpass, you take what you can get when it's in your neck of the woods and you make them pay.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by his athleticism. Just very mobile, definitely can jump.
And the Mountain View run snuffed out there very quickly. So it's a 15-11 ball game. Kyle Young getting ready to serve, but there's a little bit of a conversation. No, we're just gonna have a substitution, and Nico Trepanier coming in. He's a freshman for the Spartans. Bumped, and great defense there. Back over, Lancaster, and no way to get a kill on that one, so they do keep it in play. Merritt, dug out. Out there by Caputo. Great action on both sides there. Blocked back over. The Spartans have to handle it. Back set. And that time not quite enough from Nelson DeMoore.
Definitely the rally of the match. And what I liked about that was both teams went swinging. Nobody was going to try to do any tips or roll shots.
And there wasn't a whole lot of finesse to it, but it worked. So did that one. And that one, Nelson DeMoore making up for that past ending, which he couldn't have enjoyed.
Yeah.
And now Cos Masters, the 5'9" sophomore libero. Serve, dug out very easily there. Lancaster, dug out. Now back over. Lancaster again. And Ethan Makishima signing his name to it as Mountain View refuses to go quietly in this third set.
While you don't want to be one-dimensional in your offense, you got to go to the guy that's going to get you kills and has been leading the team for the season. So I'd probably go to him a few more times if I can.
Oh, yeah.
Set.
And that one too long. No, I guess there was a touch there. And again, Mountain View sensing momentum taken away as Los Gatos draws to within 8 points, make that 7 points of sweeping these Spartans on their home court.
Might want to call a timeout at this time.
But no word from Josh Sullivan. Is he related to the other coach? They're both named Sullivan. Josh Sullivan for the Spartans, Ryan Sullivan for the Wildcats.
Why not?
Why not? And amazing reaction there. And leaped over. And Mountain View getting away with that one, although some observers might have called that a little long. But Mountain View now regaining possession, maybe in a position to tie this up.
Yeah, you can see Los Gatos coach begging for that.
Trevor Tong coming in and Nico Trepanier coming back out. Tong has been pretty effective so far. Whoa. Anyway over, I guess.
Oh, there's a net. Oh, yep. There's a net call.
And
a little bit overzealous there by Ethan.
And again, the rug pulled out from another rally of the Spartans. And it's a 19-14 match. Philip Dmitriev serving. Oh, badly handled, but back over there. Good recover there by Kavatou. And pancaked attempt there by Lancaster. 20-14. And now we get that timeout. Now, at this point, we talked during the last break, Will, about what Mountain View's coach would be saying. I would think that Ryan Sullivan for Los Gatos would be saying to his boys, look, you're doing everything right. We've got 5 more points to go. Don't stop.
Yeah, I mean, if for the coach at this point, you say, hey, keep serving tough. You know, again, just don't make decisions that allow for long runs for Mountain View, right? So let's just quickly side out. Don't let them get on a long run, and then we'll get out of here.
Because it's a drive back to Los Gatos. So here we go. Dmitriev serving for Los Gatos. Trying to get those last 5 points before they go home. There it is, dug out by Kavatou. And double block there, handled by Bjorn. Now back over, Los Gatos controls.
There's a net call.
Tipped and a net violation. And that was exactly what Los Gatos did not want to do there, Coach.
Yeah, it's easy point. Now they get to serve now. So again, this is where you got to side out quickly. Don't let them get on a run.
Here comes Makishima. Dug out, Merritt. And too hard by Kyle Young. As Mountain View chips away at this lead.
Now, if you're Mountain View, also, you got to recognize their setter is front row for Los Gatos. So he may try to attack that ball.
And it's put up and there, and it's over. Volleyed over there. And too long. Good setup there by the Mountain View front line, but not good execution on the kill attempt.
Really not a bad decision. Trevor had been blocked twice in his last 2 attempts, so he was trying to go high hands and just missed.
Here's Glenn Falconio serving now. Dug out, Lancaster, and Patrick Kane not getting the height he needed on either the pass or his own jump.
Yeah, and that was a little, you can see Mountain View coach with a thumbs up saying, get that set higher.
Falconio serving. Dug out. Lancaster. Tong, but it's blocked. And Justin Lau, he may have a rash on his belly after that one, but still not enough. 23-16 now. Dug out. Tong. Lancaster. Back set. Partially blocked or broken up there. Young, blocked. Oh, and Daniel Fickthorn, kind of a stutter step, and now the miscommunication was on Los Gatos.
Yeah, that was the right decision. It's really for him to set that ball. There's nobody else around him, so hesitated just a little bit.
Now Ethan Huang taking over serving.
Oh.
And Ethan just didn't get underneath that one at all. And match point for the Los Gatos Wildcats. And Kai Merritt looking to do the honors.
And
just too long. And Mountain View maybe with one more gasp, although it's still match point. There's no more margin for error now. And Nico Trepanier with the serve.
I would go to Young and Los Gatos. Nope, going out to the left. Out. Ooh.
And That's it. It's all over. And Los Gatos getting some sweet revenge for their loss to these Mountain View Spartans at the beginning of this month. So in straight sets, the Los Gatos Wildcats capture this match. Let's see the final point one more time here. Well, we'll see actually a bunch of plays here. And Coach, anything here stand out to you?
You know, I think at this point, Mountain View just really could not sustain as well, I think, as Los Gatos. You know, it's 25 points. You got to be able to play all the way through.
Great effort by Mountain View. I did notice that they were more cohesive as the night wore on, but they also got more frustrated. They got more tired.
Yeah.
And they got a little bit less focused in the third set.
You know, it's a really good observation. I think a lot of times it's about confidence. And, you know, if you're on a roll and you're playing well, you're able to hit the ball and pass it well, confidence, you want more of that. Conversely, things aren't going well, you get frustrated, and yeah, the confidence isn't there.
So that's going to do it here. So the final score, by a 3-0 score, Los Gatos takes it from Mountain View. This has been a presentation of KMVT15. Tyler Wiest was our producer and director. Thank you, Tyler. Our truck engineer and cameraman was Tim Erskine. Eric Armstrong on the other camera down on the floor. Thanks to Dave Grissom and Mountain View High School. For William Lowe, I'm Mike Mester, reminding you, run for the roses, but don't forget to stop and smell them. Good night, everyone. See you next time.